Hello, I'd like to thank the Your Voice, Your Vote project by Benito Link. Benito Link provides San Benito County with quality journalism to help keep our citizens informed at this critical time. As the incumbent candidate for San Juan Bautista City Council, it is important for me to complete the important projects I have started. The most important project is our water project, which includes improving our drinking water and our wastewater treatment system. I want to make sure the ball is not dropped in this critical project, which has happened several times in the past, much to our city's detriment. We now face a fine from the State Water Board equal to half our city's annual budget. My list of accomplishments while in office is considerable. I authored the Code of Ethics for all of our officials. To improve transparency, I helped pass a cannabis tax for our city to improve our...
Hi, good evening. My name is Jackie Morris-Lopez. I'm a lifetime resident of San Juan Bautista. I decided to run for city council the right way this time. I actually was a write-in candidate a couple years ago, and of course didn't make it, but it was, I got some votes, and so I thought, why not go ahead and do it the right way. I've had some time to think about the issues, and just like John has been instrumental. I commend him. He's been a wonderful councilman. I would be honored to serve with him. He is talking about water and sewer treatment. I agree with him wholeheartedly. I'd like to take up the ball and go with that and make sure that we get that fixed. We had 2 large housing developments that went through, not by John.
Sorry, Jackie, that's time. It's okay. So now we're going to move on to the questions. John, you will answer first, and then Jackie, you can go after, and then we'll just reverse from there. So first question, this is actually coming from residents. This is a Benito Link survey question. How will you control population growth and Caltrans projects to preserve the San Juan Valley and its prime farmland?
Controlling Caltrans projects is very hard. They go to their own drum. As for controlling population growth, what I have done in the past is just send it to the Planning Commission with my recommendation that these large projects not be completed because we don't have adequate infrastructure or ways to take care of these projects that we have going now, let alone a new one. So I have always been in favor of putting the horse before the cart, and that means having proper water and sewer and other utilities before we get strapped with another new project. So I just kind of reject large projects out of hand.
Okay, well, I think that it sounds to me like this question might be for countywide. And as you know, John and I are both running for San Juan City Council. In terms of how can we control the population at large, I think we really have to focus. I'm focused in on San Juan Bautista. You know that we don't have a lot of room to grow, but we have state mandates. We have a housing element that we have to work within. So I think it's very, being very judicious in what kind of projects that are allowed, what kind of housing developments. Also networking with our county district supervisors and also other elected officials from Hollister to get on the same page so that we can work as a team to control population. As far as Caltrans, I think that would be also networking with the proper agencies and people that can discuss our roads with them, but also slowing down the growth and smarter growth in general.
Okay, thank you. So Jackie Morris-Lopez, you will answer this second question first, and then John will answer after. So the second question is, many of San Juan's ongoing problems stem from not having enough money or spending more than you have. What ideas do you have for bringing in more revenue?
Thank you. I think that, our main focus of our income, as John can agree, and the other candidates that couldn't make it with us tonight, it is our 3rd Street. That is our calling card. That is our, tourist attraction and the mission. I think that we need to perhaps, and I don't know if people are going to like what I'm going to say, there was talk about perhaps having paid parking spots, and also maybe encouraging business owners and shop owners and workers to not park on the 3rd Street and maybe coming up with a public parking lot. But I think really looking at how can we generate revenue from parking spots. I'm not going to say meters because I think they would go against our historical nature. Also, this is, I've seen our town grow quite a bit. We've got a lot of cars on residential streets. Santa Cruz doles out parking permits per car per house. Maybe we need to look at that, as another way to generate some income, go after grants in other areas.
Okay, Jackie, that's time.
Thank you. And you're absolutely right. A lot of our problems are because we do not have enough money. So one of the ways that the state has allowed cities and counties to get more money is to tax cannabis. 2 years ago, we passed a cannabis tax by 70% to 30%. Because of a lot of reasons, it's kind of stalled in its implementation. One of the things I'd like to do is push that forward and get it going. On the south side of 156, there's several industrial parcels where a cannabis business could locate at and pay us a higher rate of taxes. So that's one way that we can generate money on our own. And in addition to 3rd Street, I also have some ideas to revitalize 3rd Street, but I'm very afraid of the COVID situation has shown to us how fragile a tourist economy can be with ongoing pandemics. And I hate to be a pessimist, but I don't see a quick end to this.
Okay. Now for the final question. John Freeman, you will answer first. Explain your stance on San Juan's urban growth boundary and where you would like to see that line drawn.
I have been talking about an urban growth boundary with Councilman DeVries for the last 2 years, and I'm 100% in favor of it. My opinion is the urban growth boundary just needs to follow the present city limits. We just need to confine all our housing growth to within that boundary, and industrial growth also, commercial growth. And we'll have a walkable, pleasant, environmentally sustainable city. If we let it grow beyond the urban growth boundary, beyond our present city limits, that just leads to sprawl and more traffic on the roads, not just San Juan roads, but the county roads and everything. And it's just a real issue. So I want to keep everything compact and sustainable, at least as when it pertains to our city. Thank you.
I have just been recently appointed to the Urban Growth Boundary Ad Hoc Committee, and I can tell you that currently we are in the process of coming up with those lines for the urban growth boundary and also the sphere of influence. And so far what I've gathered, and this is from me personally, I agree with John 100%, smaller is better, tighter is better. The more that we spread out in any direction, then that just invites developers. It's like a calling card saying, come here, build here. And we don't want that. We want to remain as we are. We want to do infill. We don't want urban sprawl. And that's the whole point of containing our city limits right now, I think, within those boundaries, and looking at how we can build within the city and improve the roads. We have a lot to contend with. And I think that we also need to talk about Greenbelt, and also maybe talk about players that would want to be land trust and buy land around us so that they can buy property rights and not have urban sprawl beyond our city limits. I just want to say I appreciate everyone tonight that will be listening to this in the future. I would be honored to have your vote. I think that I would bring a fresh perspective. I think that right now, with the current state of affairs in the county, it's smarter growth, slower growth, greener businesses, and I would like to bring that viewpoint and just getting more people involved, the constituents being involved beyond our 3rd Street, and supporting what they would like to see in their communities, and also working with other county officials to work for the county at large. Thank you.
I've worked hard to represent our residents' best interests on the city council. I'm the person with experience and knowledge of the water issues that plague our city. I promise to do the best I can. Remember, I'm only 1 vote out of 5, to get San Juan better quality water and our wastewater treatment into compliance. I'm also fighting for parks and recreation for our citizens. A parks plan is now coming online for several projects and will come to fruition if we can get our income stream back to normal. If you want a city council with a plan to get more money into our coffers without large residential developments, then I am your candidate. If you want someone to promote our local down.
Thank you for attending. And we will be in touch.